Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Stable. It's been a little bit, but progress still going on. I guess we'll start with the 86. So front of it's pretty much complete. I think I probably kind of went over this last time, but what's left on it is I might have to end up getting new fuel rails or ordering whatever AN kind of adapter piece I need to make that fit and go to the factory fuel lines on there. Still needs a clutch. We got the computer taken care of. We got my dad's old blower inlet. That's a coupling for it right there. It goes down in the fender. That's in here somewhere. Down over there. We got the electric fan. We got all the brackets. Needs a power steering pump. And then supercharger brackets and clutch. And then this is pretty much ready to go back in. So that's pretty much the status with the 86. Still got to order a boost gauge for that. My dad's car, we'll go ahead and jump over here. So this is what we've been working on the last few days. Jalen has been doing a ton of wrenching on this car, but my dad shot and painted his engine bay kind of back to the metallic gray this car originally was. We are putting the engine back together, intake, all that. Jalen got this car back on the ground, so if you guys notice, we did the LMR 5-lug conversion on the back. A couple winters ago we did the front. Now we got the back done with the SVE Series 2 wheels, so that the rear end is all taken care of. 373 gears, 5-lug conversion, like I said, 31 spline axles, and upper and lower control arms. We got the new carpet put in. This has been in for a little while. Jalen fabricated and kind of made the brackets work. So those S550 seats over there are going to be in here. My dad got my old ice tank in here, and he's putting it in here and actually converted it over and using it for methanol. So you can kind of see the line for that. So car's going to have methanol. What else we got? Oh, big part, guys. The Pro M wiring harness we ran through here yesterday. Pretty much a pain, but that's what all this wiring harness is up here. So we got that through the grommet right back there, if you guys can see that. And then that's pretty much it with the front of this car. My dad still has, or we're doing the intake now. We just put the RTV, right stuff, whatever you want to call it, on the lower intake and set that in place. So he's going to be missing one bolt. So, or maybe, no, we actually found one. So we can get that bolted on today. We can get the upper right here on. As you guys see, it's a Holley System Max. We can get that put on, and then it's just slowly piecing this car back together. I already got a tune from Pro M to upload as soon as this car is ready to run. He said he just needs little stuff like the mini starter. He still has to do a radiator, and he wants to buy the contour fan, hook that stuff up, and then I think he's pretty much ready to go. And of course, before he races, he's gonna have to get this windshield replaced because that hailstorm beat it up a while ago. So that is the update with my dad's car. It's come a long way. Can't believe it's finally on the ground. So and if you guys want, with the fitment and how it sits, he went and he watched a couple videos that Brutal did, and he talks about what size tires you need to run to get it to sit and where it looks good. So that's why it's sitting like that. With the fitment, I don't know exactly what tires and whatever my dad picked from watching Brutal, but Brutal breaks that all down if you want to check it out. As far as my car goes, you guys will not be able to see it. Oh, I guess I'll adjust the lift here in a little bit too. But after doing the power steering rack, as you can see from the drips right here, the lines are, the little O-ring they gave me with that is just shot, and I figured since this car has the factory stuff on there, it's time just go ahead, replace the lines, be done. So that's what we're doing to this. And I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but dude named Jamie, he runs like Steel City Mustangs down in Pueblo, Colorado. He parts out a bunch of Mustangs. He had an SN95 down there with like a Cobra R hood on there. is obviously green, but I went ahead and snagged that, so hopefully we'll get it painted before Bandamere, and I'll let you guys check that out here in a minute. So game plan for red today is get these new power steering lines on there, get this leak fixed. I mean, I've been over here for a little bit and you guys can already see. So at my house I had a pan underneath and the pan was just full with all my fluid. So we got that taken care of, and the final part of red is we got hood struts right here to slap on there today. So hopefully after we get the power steering lines taken care of and it not leaking, I'm going to play with those brackets to get it, because the hood doesn't quite fit right. It's a little closer on, there's a gap on this side as opposed to the driver's side. All right, guys. So we got the high pressure and the low pressure line disconnected. So this high pressure one, it comes up that way and then loops back to the power steering rack. So that one actually is only being held up by the brackets right now, and then this low pressure one just has this hose clamp on there and it can come off. So it's kind of draining, but lift made it 10 times easier. I forgot to mention it. So if you guys remember, a couple of years ago at Bandamere Streetcar Takeover, there was a guy with a BMW. It was LS swapped with twin turbos. I think his Instagram name is Boosted Billy. Anyways, he moved and closed the shop from Denver. I think he said he's down in Austin, Texas now. Anyways, long story short, he was selling his lifts and we ended up buying one from him. So kind of small world, because we recognized his car and recognized who the guy was when we went up there. So got a good deal on a lift from him, came down here and installed it, and it's already been making life 10 times easier. So I gave you guys some wrong information. So long story short, there is 3 lines instead of 2. The one from the power steering pump goes all the way back up to the hydro boost by the brake lines up there, I believe. And then the other one was just the low pressure one from here that goes to the rack that we cut off down there. So I just put a new little nylon washer on that one, since that's the piece that was leaking anyways. The new lines have washers on there, or nylon washers on there already, so we'll just put the one from the pump to the hydro boost and then the low pressure side on there, and then call it a day with this power steering rack. All right, guys, so I got everything all buttoned up underneath. Was able to get this new power steering line on there without having to take that pulley off, which was tedious, but got it to work. And then we got our new lines there. I'm worried that my tire is going to hit this for whatever reason. I don't know why it sticks out so far. I guess we'll see. Might not hit it, but out of frustration, off camera, probably a few weeks ago, this splash guard that goes right here to hide all that, it was in my way and I ripped it off and threw it. So I need to get a new one of those. But other than that, zip tied everything up out the way, wiped everything off. So we got our new little nylon washers on there, so hopefully that stops our leaking. Even this one had a small leak, so hopefully that fixes that. But I also have to tell you guys that I am a complete idiot, and if you look up, I don't think you can see it, but anyways, your fuse panel up there where you have all your cables running to, especially me with the battery in the trunk now, I have a 200 amp inline fuse, and if you guys can see that, let me turn this light off for you. Let's see if it's off yet. There. If you guys can see that, I accidentally touched one of the metal parts of the power steering lines to that and fried this 200 amp fuse. So this fuse goes in the trunk. O'Reilly's and Advanced Auto Parts already said they don't have any in stock right now. They only have a 175 and a 250. So I thought about going up there and just throwing one in there just to make it work so I can drive this thing home tonight. But it might stay here. So more to come on that. I think I might mess around with the hood a little bit and lower this down. I guess I can show you guys this hood. Here we are the day after. It got late last night, and just trying to do that one line on this car took way longer than it should have. But if you guys can see it, that is the Cobra R hood that I picked up. Like I said, Jamie down in Pueblo. I think it's Steel City Mustangs. Other than it needing to be primered and painted and new hardware, the only little slight damage is right there, and it's not like the fiberglass broke off. So I think once it's primered and painted, you're not even gonna be able to tell. But the hardware is beat up, and I was looking at it. Excuse me, I was looking at it today. I'm gonna measure the diameter of this because I've seen the newer, like on the newer GT500s, they have the push pins now, and I think I might do that and it might look better. So that's the game plan with this. But this is done. Sucks because I fried that fuse I showed you guys last night. Bought some on Amazon, won't be here till Tuesday. So this thing is parked until then. My dad's car, we are about to torque down this lower intake. And is it just the lower intake, or are you putting the upper on too? Just lower? And so we're gonna torque that down. Sequences on LMR. I think I just took a screenshot of them right here. You guys can see that. I don't know how well that's gonna show up, but I already got the sequences and the torque specs. So once we do that, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. So we will keep you posted on the progress of my dad's car in red. Hopefully there'll be more stuff coming from the 86 soon, and we'll get that running. So please be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.